Welcome back. You join us somewhere on the Paris periphery.
Right, you know I like how this motorhome drives. It drives really well. It pulls like a car. But one thing I haven't mentioned is how I get buffered around when I'm overtaking lorries. Well, right now there's big high winds and I'm getting blown all over the road. It drives really, really well, but it's not as planted as mine on the road.
That was really sobering. We went to La Couplole, which is it's a dome. It was a fortified area created by the Nazis in the early 40s, and it was kind of a launch pad for missiles and you know, weapons against the UK and London especially. Now it is a memorial place, so they encourage you to be very quiet. It's a memorial to the people who were forced into labour by the Nazis. There was a lot about the Holocaust and genocide as well. It was the bit that I found the most fascinating was the information about the resistance and the resistance within France. And I know Harry especially was interested in the genocide side of things. So there was a little bit of everything for everyone. We spent a good 2 hours in there, and I could have done another couple, and that was without even going into the planetarium, because there's a planetarium there as well with a show, which would have been fascinating to see as well. Really interesting afternoon. Sobering afternoon, but interesting.
Right, and a little bit of history for the kids, a little bit of learning.
Yes.
So, ferry, P&O freight.
Yes.
Is that right? And
it
is. About every 45 minutes to an hour gap between them, yeah?
On the whole, yes. I'd say so.
Okay.
About that.
Let's go and find a park up close by and get one mid-morning tomorrow.
Okay.
So we drove further north and decided to check out the popular air near the port at Calais. So Lynn's is trying to figure it out at the machine, and it is a bit of a faff, let me tell you, but it looks like she's sorted it. Hey? And it is windy out there. Still waiting for the barrier to go up though. It's gone up, yeah!
What do I do now? Why is it lifting?
Well done,
Jeepers creepers, that was...
The air was fairly busy, but there was still plenty of space, so we parked the van up for the night. Right, one last night to put these pain-in-the-arse blinds on the front windows. Lindsay's been doing it most of the time. I'm going to do it now and see how long it's going to take me, okay? That's the front one done, just the side ones to go. Stop the clock. How long was that? Hey. Hats off to you if you do that on your motorhome every night. Was you laughing at me then?
Yep.
Why? You've been doing
it. Of it.
You've been doing it mainly, haven't you?
Yeah, making a meal of it.
Right. Oh.
This is likely to be the last time we use this table, so we'll give it a nice... Oh no, yeah, it is.
It is going to be, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what we'll do is we'll get this home, get it emptied, and then do a quick little tour around and compare it to our kon-tiki and give you the good things about it and give you the bad things about it.
I did think you were going to say we'll get it home, get it emptied, and then we'll clean it together. And I think we all know there's no cleaning together.
To be fair, we're going to give the insides a quick clean and leave the outside to them, right?
Oh, yeah. And they don't come with things like mops and buckets, so I assume you don't have to... I assume they're going to clean it before it goes out again.
But we'll give it a clean anyway. We couldn't hand it back.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I couldn't not.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I've reached the end of how I can live with it like this as well. It's ready for a clean.
There we are. And see, that just folds over like that and spins round like that. Ta-da! Good morning, beautiful.
Morning.
Right. Early ferry this morning?
Yes, let's do that. And then we can see about getting some breakfast before heading off up the country and going home.
Brewers Fair?
If that's possible, yes.
Right, I'll try and find this one near the port. It's a cold one this morning with all the condensation on the inside of the window. Oh my days. I'm sure external blinds would have stopped that happening, but the internal blinds, no chance. So it's going to take some demisting. But look what I found over here. There's another Just Go motorhome coming back. This one's the Zafiro 675, look. You driving this morning, missus?
I am. Let's do this.
Okay. Certainly, I want you to have a feel and let me know what you
think.
We've got subscribers across the road over there. Hey, morning, bud.
Right, let's put it in then, shall we?
Yes, feel how this thing drives, because I think this thing drives fantastic. Although I did read again on the forum this morning about the wet belt. So it's a rubber belt that goes through oil.
Right.
And it deteriorates through the oil.
Oh.
and some guy has got a load on his fleet and he's had several engines fail. Someone else was saying no, they're fine and they're changing it every 40,000 miles and the oil every 10,000. So
is it just a maintenance thing then?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Right, let's get going. See you later, bud.
See you later. Bye.
Yeah, look, the barrier was up because they've got workmen here, I guess. Right, round to the service pitch. So it's got a huge service area. There are 4 service pitches here, look. One either side of these. So probably the last drop off of the grey before we go home, and then maybe it's just emptying the loo when we get home.
Yeah.
Right, and taking it back tomorrow.
Yes, we are.
From our stop last night, the port for our ferry crossing was just 5 minutes up the road, and we were informed that we were on the freight ferry as we were importing the motorhome. So we drove to the freight area and queued up with the lorries.
Okay, it's very strange to be in amongst all the lorries here, but it seems like we shouldn't be here. But
I can't reach the window.
you couldn't reach the window. It's built for lorries up there. Linda's handed them all the documentation. It's importing a vehicle at the end of the day, isn't it? So you have to have all the documents for that.
Some what goods? No, just the vehicle.
So we've been given our tickets and our paperwork back, but it says 10:30 and it's 8:30 now. We got here early hoping to get across and get a nice full English at a brewer's fair, and it looks like we've got to wait here for 2 hours.
Red zone.
Okay, we've been directed to red zone, second control. Looks like we're going to get scanned. I better turn the camera off. Okay, straight through there. They didn't even stop us. Just had the green light, we drove straight through it. And now, hopefully, we're going to load and board early. I don't know. So we've been queued up for a while now to go on the ferry. And there's us thinking it was going to be a special freight ferry. It's the same ferry as everyone else. We just had to go through the freight terminal, I suppose, because we're importing this. So we had to go through all them checks. That's why. But yes, the usual ferry across to Dover.
We drove up the ramp and into the upper deck of the ferry, where we were instructed to stick to the middle lane. We drove all the way to the front and parked it up.
Right, that's us parked right at the front. Does that mean we're first off?
We're on the top deck, so I don't know.
Come on in, Georgie.
We weren't sure what kind of boat we were getting on, whether it was a freight-only boat or if it was a P&O normal ferry, and actually it's turned out to be a normal ferry. There was a bit of paper that was handed to us that had the lane number that we needed to get into, but Steve dealt with the paperwork, so he didn't read that. He just joined the shortest queue. But it doesn't matter because we were coming on the passenger side of the ferry anyway.
We're all on the same ferry, and it's a beautiful ferry, isn't it?
It is lovely and new and fresh and awesome. Yeah, really good.
Okay, I've just found out this ship is 2 weeks old. It is beautiful, and I wasn't going to show you around, but I feel obliged, so I'm going to show you around some of the fancy stuff I've spotted.
I'm making the point that Steve doesn't feel obliged. He's just bored because his internet's not working enough, so he's got his camera and he's going to go and explore.
Well, we're sat here, and right through here you've got a food market. There we go. Quick look in the food market. Cold food here. Some warm food here. Just had a breakfast roll, a wrap, that was really good. Some more warm food. And some cold drinks. And hot drinks. And it's one of them self-serves. Pay here. Pretty fancy. And it's full of screens. Look at this here. Screen there. A huge duty free in here. What's massive in here? It'd be rude not to buy something in here while I'm here. The club lounge is through there, but I don't think I'm allowed to go in there. And the ship is practically empty. Look. And here's the kitchen, hot fast food, which has got a screen to order. There you go. The breakfast box for £10 or bacon and egg roll for £5. And over there you got cold drinks and hot drinks. And there's a pet lounge through here, but it's locked. Going to need access through the code. Commercial drivers in here. They've got their own lounge right in there. And through here. A lot of drivers on here. Ooh. Burgers, fish and chips. There you go. And in here we've got some machines. And a nice fancy lounge. Again, it's empty. It's practically empty. And the lounge bar. Serving Costa coffee. There we go. It's a real fancy ship. Really, really plush. Like I say, brand new, just 2 weeks old. We'll cut the snack machines over here. And back in where we are. So there we are. It's not a comprehensive look around the ship. It's just a quick look around a couple of decks here and how fancy it is. One thing I did notice though, that there's no cabins. That's what we're used to on the ships that we go to Spain. There's lots and lots of cabins. Obviously no cabins on this one because I think it's about an hour and a half long. Okay, it's a bit windy, but here's a scene I have not filmed in many, many years. The White Cliffs of Dover. There's one advantage of coming on the ferry. You get to see the Cliffs of Dover. It's probably been over 20 years since I've seen them. Look, this side is pretty packed. And this side, completely empty, look. Back to the van.
Coming off the ferry was straightforward enough. We just followed the signs and we were waved through customs and out into Dover in no time. Right, we're back in Blighty and we stopped at the Dover truck stop for a bit of full English, really. That's what we wanted. And it was lovely, just what we wanted. Brewers Fare we'd normally do because kids eat free if you go to Brewers Fare, but that was closed because we're after 11 o'clock. Highly recommend a really nice breakfast at the Dover truck stop. But I did put a post on Facebook and Instagram before we got on asking you guys who takes the tunnel and who takes the ferry, and it was a pretty mixed affair. It was pretty 50-50, and the main reason being the tunnel is more expensive but much faster, and the ferry is much cheaper. Also, if you've got a dog with you, if you've got an animal, many people are taking the Eurotunnel. Another good reason though to take the ferry, a few people said, was it's good downtime to actually sit down, have a meal, do some duty-free shopping before you get on the road and drive the other end again. So the two main reasons would be cost and speed over it. The ferry being cheaper, the Eurotunnel being a lot faster. We usually take the Eurotunnel. We took the ferry this time though because it was included in the relocation package that we got from these guys.
Right, and we're home. What a drive. The M1 and M25 really takes it out of me. That was about 7 hours from our park up last night. We left about 8 o'clock this morning, and it's just gone 3 o'clock now. Did include up stop for a bit of breakfast though, didn't it?
It did, which is nice.
Right, got it on the driveway. So having actually 2 cars and 2 motors on the drive is no worries. Now we're going to unpack the motorhome now and give it a quick clean up, and then we're going to whiz round and give you our opinion of how it compares to ours and what things we liked about this one and what things we didn't like about this one. And you see the garage is mainly taken up with the cushions that we had to put in here to use the travel seats, didn't we?
Yeah, and there's nowhere else for them to go actually while you're travelling.
And this side had 4 of our travel suitcases in, so the garage was completely full and we couldn't use it.
Game of Tetris, remembering where everything goes.
Right, just like in our van, it is a bit of a faff converting the seats from travelling to living. And there it is, the van's done. Lindsay's spent probably the last couple of hours, and once we all mucked in to empty it and you get it all spick and span and clean. So
it smells good now as well.
It smells lovely, and it's how we would want our van handed back to us if someone was to borrow it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Bit of respect. It needs a good wash on the outside, I'll give you that. Right? But let's go around the van and tell them how it compares to our van, some of the good things and some of maybe the not so good things, right?
In a lot of ways, it is a shorter version of our van.
Right, except with the bunk beds at the back.
Well, no, yeah, but in our van, they're side by side, and here they're one on top of the other. So, yeah. So that's where you lose the length in this van, and the kitchen's a little bit smaller as well. I
think it's 7.1 metres long. Ours is 8.9, so considerably less length than ours. This, as I said in the earlier videos, much easier to drive.
Yeah. Much
easier to drive, except in the high winds.
Yeah.
Was getting blown around loads. So what else? Should we go around the van and have a quick look? So the table, it's nice having the table, but it's not as versatile as ours. It's not electric for up and down, and it doesn't move into as many positions, does it? It just opens up.
No, but it opens up to a nice big table, and actually every seat in here,
yep,
even with these 2 tone, has access to the table. It's not too far away. There is someone else that
absolutely
you can't really reach, and it's really good for this living area.
Okay, coming on to it's got the drop down bed like ours.
Yes.
Pretty much same. But you do have the 4 under cabinets here, which came in very, very handy, did they not?
Yes, they did, because that's the majority of the clothes storage.
That was it.
Yeah. Me and each of the kids had one of these. What this did do was when the bed was down, it meant there was less space above George, because he was sleeping under us. So that was...
Yes.
Just something different that we noticed.
So the boys and Lindsay had one of those each. I had this one in here, but without any shelves, didn't have any hangers. I just had my clothes stacked there. And this one here was another suitcase and our dirty laundry. All right, the fridge. It's a slim fridge.
We love this fridge.
We do love the fridge. Not as big as ours. You've got the thin one there, and you've got the ice compartment, which you haven't taken the ice cream out of. Uh-oh. But no gas.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Swift need to do something like this. I keep going on at the guys at Swift. They need to switch to a compressor fridge.
They have their reasons for not doing it yet.
I know,
I'm sure
I know.
They will when they're ready.
I'll keep on at them though, but yeah, all vans should have a compressor fridge, because you'll know they work much better in the warmer temperatures when we go down. The three-way fridges only work to up to 30 degrees below ambient. So yeah, when it's 40 degrees, it's like 10-15 degrees in your fridge. It's no good. But with a compressor fridge, it's a winner. Takes care of that problem. Kitchen cupboards, Lens?
Yep, they're good. They're useful. They've got a shelf at a really useful height, so they're a decent height and a decent space.
And this is what you get with them. Look, you go and get cups, and you go and get beakers there, mugs, and you go and get some bowls and small plates and large plates. So
yes,
that's perfect, isn't it?
And this cupboard is a nice, useful space, actually.
This slides out, and you've got a toaster, and some utensils, and a kettle, and a chopping rack, and pots and pans and strainers in there, and
a nice fork spoon,
and of course the important bottle opener.
Now I've put all these things in here because it's all wire baskets and there's not really anything enclosed to keep them safe, so they're just chucked in there for now.
But as we said in a previous one, this kitchen kit comes with every single Just Go motorhome, so I'm really impressed with that.
It's very good, and there are 3 different pans of different sizes. They were perfect as well. Came with 2 tea towels, one of which we're using on the grill pan, which we use on every single grill pan we've ever used in a motorhome. We always fold it up to stop the rattles.
Yes. And how's this for cooking? 3 gas hobs?
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
3 gas hobs and a gas oven and grill. We use the oven but not the grill. Yep.
It is a little tight in here getting back and forth.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
That's where the compromise is, isn't it?
Right, and the bathroom. The bathroom. One thing I've got to say about the bathroom, the sink here is just way too low. Let me turn the light on in here. The sink is just way too low. I need to get, and this here, they put this wooden thing in here, and it just creaks when you stand on it. To use the sink, I really need to be on my knees, look, so. But there we go, it works. And we did use the shower once, didn't we?
We did, yes. Something else I really love about this is the storage we have up here. Because our bed comes down and there's nothing above it, there isn't a lot of storage, so this was useful. I liked having my cup of tea here.
Your brew shelf.
My brew shelf.
So how's it compared to ours? We did struggle a little bit with room for the 9 days we were in this.
Because we're 4.5 adults, really, aren't we? So this is a family van. We put the big boys on their own beds, on the bunk beds, and they did fit. They were over 6 foot something, so not even Harry had to bend up. I didn't like my sleeping position, and this is something that I'm starting to not like so much in our van as well. With the drop down bed, she's either got to climb over the seats or climb over me in the night, so or ask me to move. So this drop down bed is becoming a pain. But with this one, the other thing that's a problem is that when the ladder's in place, there's no way out underneath either. It's very difficult to unhook the ladder and move it to the side. So if I do go that way, I'm in trouble. It's a great van for the money as well. I think they're mid-70s, something like that. I think 77 did I see this up for? It's a really great, if you're buying the van new, it's a really great starter van. It's got everything you need. It feels like the best quality build of any rental we've ever had. Really. Yes, it is. Yes. Absolutely. And if you're renting it from Just Go, you get your towels, you get your kitchen kit, you even get toilet chemicals, you get absolutely everything you need to get on the way and have an amazing holiday. Right. And if you do the relocation, you only pay £19 per day for 10 days. That's exactly it. So you can rent it for a little longer, pay a little extra, but 10 days you've got to just get yourself down to Poggibonsi near Pisa, and pick it up and bring it back. And I thought that was a really fun adventure to go and do, and go and show you guys that you can rent a van like this for £19 a day. So there'll be a link in the description below to the site that explains all about this relocation deal they're doing. Okay. Yeah. But it's done for this year, but maybe think of this for next year or the next time they do it. Right, so if you've got any questions, put them in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you're not, and we'll see you on the next one. If you enjoyed this series of videos, let us know, and also let me know what route you would want to take back from Poggibonsi to the UK.